Okay, so I'm just gonna say the entire thing over again, and here we go. Xavier,
Mm.
I'm gonna do episode 8 through 12 recap. So I met Xavier, and I had just gotten done literally going through absolute hell. I don't think, let's just do a recap. I don't think that is enough like experience in the world to even understand what I went through. Like, I just don't think people regularly go through shit like this. Like, it's fucking crazy. I don't even know. So, after that undercover cop leaves me at Walgreens on Ontario and Clark, and I have all my stuff there. I have like 2 big, huge Rubbermaid gallon bins with like 2 bags. So, like 4 things to carry. 2 of them are big bins and 2 of them are bags, and they're all filled to the brim with like clothes that I just got literally like 2 days, 3 days before. They took me shopping to replace everything that was, I had nothing left. I had maybe like 3 athleisure outfits left. That's it. That's all I had. So, and mind you, I've never even had enough time to go into shock. Like, I am fucking still in shock. Let's talk about it this way, okay? In 2006, I gave birth to a little baby girl, Viviana. I was living with my Viviana's father and working full-time and a full-time college student. No criminal record. I still have no criminal record and no history of like drug, alcohol, sexual promiscuity, nothing like that. None of the red flags at all whatsoever. I had been through absolute hell as a teenager. I mean, hell. But I had somehow, kind of learned to live with it, we'll say, not gotten over it, but learned to live with it. And from 2006 all the way until 2019, well, we'll say 2015, I'm working in healthcare. So I'm in school and I'm working in healthcare at all times from 2006 to 2004 to 2015. Vivi was born and I already had 2-3 years experience in healthcare, and she was born in 06. So you have all of this experience, 10 plus years of experience working in healthcare, and living with your children. That's your normal life. I woke up every morning and my kids were there in my house. I went to sleep every night and my kids were there in my house, with the exception of maybe 2 days a week, 2 nights a week, that they would stay with their father. And that was after we broke up. While we were together, we all lived together 7 days a week, So it was just, I have not had an opportunity to even like make reconciliation with any of the things that have gone on at all. Fuck the relationship. The relationship is the center of it all. That's every single thing that there's any point of contention. It's right there in the center, And then going out from there, you have everything else, like the living situation, the car, the victimizations, the financial drain, the mental exhaustion, and you have like these different impacts. And then you get done getting strong-armed by a man who you love into being a person who you completely weren't when you met, right? That you didn't even know that person was there in your body. Like, what the hell, And you realize that this has been happening, right? And you try to move forward with your life, but who you really are and were before that relationship and that person and that abuse and all of that shit, that person doesn't exist, nor does the person that was getting abused. When you finally wake up and you tell for the first time this person, like, fuck you, bro, absolutely not, what the hell? When you've been saying like, yeah, okay, babe, I love you so much. Oh my God, of course I will. Yes. Wait, what? Why would you want me to do that? You're so bogus. Yes, I'll do it anyways. Like literally going from that to waking up like, hold on. Has this guy been fucking using and taking advantage of me and like making me love him so that I'll say yes to doing things that normally I would never do? What the fuck? And then you start Googling. I think my husband wants me to die. I think my husband, is trying to set me up. I have to record all conversations that my husband and I have in the house because he threatens to use audio and video to harm me and blah 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 blah. And this is the type of shit that once you start Googling, like you have to move on from that relationship. Like what the fuck? You cannot be Googling, should I record my conversations with my husband because X, Y, and Z, and think that that's like a safe place to be. So, okay, what do we do? How do we get out of there? Right? It's never been about the relationship. That's what these fucking haters don't either they don't care to know or they just don't understand or don't have the time to listen, because with the time to listen you'll understand. It's not that comprehensive, right? You don't have to be Albert Einstein to understand which cycle of abuse I fell under and what happened and why and who and where, etc. and so forth. What you have to be a fucking rocket scientist to understand is how in the fuck I am working 50 plus hours a week. Today, I have an hour and like 20 minutes left on my meter. I'm not allowed to drive past that in a 24-hour period. You only get 12 hours of driving time. So I always toggle between two applications. Well, they locked me out of my other application. And then they locked me out of my One Heather GEE email account in July 9th. And then they stole my phone number, the 312-881 phone number. And then they took several shits in my toilet. And it's like all the shit that was going on back there, it's all just happening again, just without that, without you know who. So how in the fuck is this still going on? Where the fuck is the intelligence team or the technology team or the fucking Federal Bureau of Investigations or anyone with half of a fucking clue in their mind as to what on earth could be permitting, right, a grown-up woman 2 weeks before Christmas from having inhibited communication with her children, being called the same names and stalked in the exact same ways as she was in 2020, 21, 22. We've already resolved all of this. We already have all of the answers. What's going on now? Like, hasn't someone written a manual about this yet? I'm saying that with all due respect, right? But it's just too much, you guys. Like, I need them to lay off of that shit for a while, and they're just up my what all the time with the same names and antagonizing behaviors, and it's like, ew. Ugh, it's just so gross. And then other than that, it's just been a whole lot of, number one, I have a literal goal board of things that I want to accomplish and a practical application of how I can accomplish those things. I've written it all out with very brief explanations so that it's easy for even a farm animal to understand. Yet, every time I take 4 steps toward, action items towards accomplishing those goals, some big, nasty, angry, fucking ugly energy just comes and fucks it all up. Like, takes, oh, you have this, you have that, you need this, you need that, you can't, oh, your oil change is supposed to be $110, but you need filters, it can't wait another 3 months, and you better hurry up because next month it's going to be $420 for brake pads, and and then after that, and it's like, what in the fuck do you mean? Then give me a raise then, what the fuck? I need more money then. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I'm not out here shopping. Everyone, oh yeah, it's about the way that you present yourself, right? And what you wear. Fucking Sebastian energy right now. I don't know if you know who that is. If you know, you know. But like, I agree. I want to dress like a sophisticated woman who knows how to do business and create a beautiful existence for herself, her family, her children, etc. I want to shop at Mixmara. I'm 5'9" and I wear a size 7.5 to 8.5 in shoes, in pants between a 6 and an 8, and in dresses between a 4 and a 6 in most brands, American sizes. But I need long sizes. I have long legs, very long legs. No, if I go to Marshall's or any of those stores, even Nordstrom Rack, you know, it's very difficult to find brands that have the long size next to them. So you petite, short, regular, or average, or normal, or whatever they call it, and then tall. I need tall pants, you know, and those fucking pants cost more than 4 for $25 on Amazon, you know, and not only that, but I think that the reason, babe, correct me if I'm wrong. Can you tune in on this? Babe, yeah. Can you please tap in on and give an opinion on this? I will set a goal, right or wrong, and illustrate that goal and how we should get there. Something very, very realistic, you know, like, okay, I will begin taking an online course for real estate for 30 minutes a day, every day, right? Something easy like that. Or I will begin going to the gym for an hour every day, 7 days a week. Or I will cut out sugar from my diet. And then after I establish that that's the goal and announce it to the universe and write it down or share it, it's like I could be starving for a week and no one will offer me food. But as soon as I announce to the universe that I'm not eating any more sugar and I walk out of my house, there will be like 30 different people like standing with their arms out to give me donuts and cakes and cheesecakes and fucking candies and sodas. Hey, I'm not asking for assistance with willpower. You know, no, I'm not. I'm asking, I don't want that shit in my house. I don't want it around me. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to eat it. When my children and I lived together, which is my whole entire adult life, and prior to that, I was the child living with my family, with the exception of 3 years. When all of that was going on and life was normal for me, you know, I was the grown up and I had my children there, and everyone, you know, would want to have snacks, and I would have to literally say no. If you want to have a snack, what we'll do is everyone get your shoes on. We'll walk to the convenience store at the corner or the gas station. Everyone can choose one special soda and one either candy or chips. And they would be like, yes. Do you know why? Yes, it's more expensive to not buy it in bulk, but if I buy it in bulk, I will eat it all. I have been known to wake up in the middle of the night hypoglycemic, frantically searching for some sort of something that will be sweet. So I don't know. It's happened before. It happened especially when I had reduced myself. I was doing intermittent fasting and I'd reduced myself to 1 meal a day. It was happening back then a lot. I would wake up and like find myself eating the entire container of either Nutella or peanut butter. You know, and then fall back asleep with it, like in bed with me and everywhere. It was, anyways, I don't know how we got off track. I guess the point is we're only allowed to drive 12 hours. I drove 11 hours or 10 hours and a half today. So they're sending me a warning. You only have 1 hour left. I haven't made my goal. I'm not even close to making my goal. I have a lot of bills due, and it's 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm fucking stressed out. I'm working as much as humanly possible. I feel like I have been led astray and blatantly and deliberately in the wrong direction on a number of occasions. I feel like there are numerous people, places, and things that are using me in a way that helps them reach their goals, despite the fact that in using me, it might directly negate or deter me from my own goals. And Xavier,
yeah,
what's going on?
Where are we? Why are we here? Are you on live?
Yes. You're like snoring. He's done nothing. Literally, he's just sat in the back seat all day. That's all he's done all day. I have worked all day long. Anyways, the point is, I have more than a bachelor's degree of education formally and more than 10 years of education and experience outside of the normal classroom setting in a multitude of topics. I could definitely be successful in so many different ways. I feel like my life is being wasted and exploited, and I'm frustrated. I miss my children, and I'm so sick of hearing my voice say the same thing on these lives. Like, this is my FTR because if I didn't have a fucking video of myself saying the same shit 6 years ago, I wouldn't even believe that it happened. That's how mind fucked they're trying to do me. And I've been explaining this to you guys for 6 years. It's called crazy making behavior. They'll move my belongings that I just set down. They'll go to a space where I'm the only person who lives there, has authorization to be there, and they'll move my belongings low key when my back is turned or something, so that I'm literally wandering around looking for the same thing over and over and over again. There's a million different examples that I can give, a million. But my main concern right now is that it's 2 weeks before Christmas, 6 years, almost to the day, after the very first order of protection was presented, and after they started fucking up my life real bad. And I don't do drugs still. The only thing that I ever do or have done on a regular basis or semi-regular basis is smoking pot. I don't really drink. I think we've drank 2 times in the last 3 years. And I'm fucking sitting here having the exact same conversation, that the same victimizations that I was reporting on these lives in 2019-20 are all occurring again with proof. If you guys recall, I posted a photo of a Cadillac CTS that was the exact same Cadillac as my Cadillac CTS, same color, champagne, which was a custom color. And it was driving around following me. If you go to the One Heather GEE Instagram account, there's a video of me in my car recording them in the same car as they drove by with the license plate not in me. And this woman followed me while I was driving DoorDash for miles and miles and miles and refused to communicate with me or explain to me why she was following me. Approximately 6 months ago, Xavier and I were leaving a visit from seeing Weston at the DCFS office Hillside, and we get on 290 at Austin or Harlem, and there's an SUV that pulls in front of us with a dirty, dusty back window with, like, in that chalk paint, not chalk paint, but like that paint that people use to write congrats on homecoming or whatever on their car. With that, they wrote, babe, babe, babe.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we got on the expressway? I'm asking you to wake up and stay engaged. I need to make documentation, and I'd like you to attest as a witness to certain things. Can you please pay attention?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to get you to pay attention since the beginning of this live. You haven't done drugs. You haven't drank alcohol. You slept a full night last night. What's going on? You've been doing nothing but sitting in the back watching movies. Can you please wake up and engage?
Yes.
Please. So we get on the expressway after we're leaving Weston's visit, and we see an SUV that says on the back windshield, Team Go Crazy Heather, in marker. Did I point it out to you?
Yeah.
And even with that, even with all of that proof, they don't open an investigation. They don't fucking look for who, why, what, or when. I don't even understand what the fuck they want from me at this point. I mean, I don't understand at all. Like, I don't do anything. I'm just minding my own business. Now I'm feeling fucking heartburns and bloated and all this shit. Xavier's fucking passing out more than he's here. It's like, am I just transporting around a body or what? Are you using him as a cooler or something? Or like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, the moral support feels like it's at an all-time low when it comes to this guy. He's in and out. I don't know what the fuck he's got going on. And it's the same with you guys. It's the same with literally everyone involved. It's these periods of tremendous warmth followed by these periods of tremendous growth. And then you pull my car up in front of that fucking nail shop, Fire and Ice. And you make sure that my eyes focus in on those words. You know, and it's just, this shit is yeah, you know already with it. It's too much. But then you have my 4 kids, and Xavier has 1 child, my son Weston, and between the two of us we have four babies, 4 children, who that's the next generation. Like, that's everything that we know, that we teach, all of our wisdom. If we don't pass it down to them, where do we pass it? Like, to some strangers on the internet looking for a fight? Like, no. I'm not here to document because I want to argue with someone about the fact that I have a crown on one of my teeth. I've gone to the dentist, 1,000,001 times in my life. I don't have any money to go to the dentist to take my crown out and put a new crown in. I just replaced it 2 years ago. So even if I did have insurance, which I don't, they wouldn't replace it. Go to someone else's fucking comments. You've been telling me for 6 years, tooth. Like, get some new fucking tricks. You're a lame, And I'm still complaining about the same shit. What else? They won't let me start an online business. What else? Every single time I get started in e-com, they just remove it from the internet. What else? If I pay for them to set up a Shopify store, which I already have, they keep the money and they never fucking return the store. What else? I've gone to ChatGPT for action items on how to make my rebrand for healthcare consulting, for real estate, student, agent, leasing agent, etc., and so forth, all of which are commission action items. I could be fucking making commission on any one of those items, but instead they have me sitting in a fucking by myself in this tiny little space with unconscious Xavier, fucking scared about what the fuck is going on, trying to use my phones as they disable them to their own free will and convenience without telling me shit, asking me shit, etc., and so forth. What the fuck? It's like, fucking shit. I made $115 in 10 and a half hours of work. What? How am I going to be okay like this? Like, this is not a matter of me not appreciating. I have 4 kids. What the fuck? I'm wearing the same leggings, and then they want to say to me, oh, you're not advancing in your career because you're dressed like a driver. So everyone's going to treat you like a driver. You wear those neon Nikes, black leggings, athleisure clothing. Everyone's going to keep treating you like a driver. You're going to stay as a driver. Okay, cool. How in the fuck, if I can't even stay on top of my bills with the money that I'm making, am I supposed to sacrifice for my own self-care, my Botox, my wardrobe? I told you guys, I want to fucking wear clothes from Max Mara. I love that store. That is for a lady boss. Oh my God. And everything is so thick and soft, and the quality, it's so nice. And you can just, you feel like a whole different woman wearing an outfit from Max Mara than you do some see-through Amazon leggings, and you can only be as powerful as you feel you are, or can fake you feel you are. And when you're walking around in some see-through fucking pants, freezing your ass off, wondering where the fuck your kids are at and why they're not answering the phone with an unconscious 40-year-old man in the back seat, you just start wondering, what's next from here? What the fuck can possibly happen after all of this? What the fuck? I don't do drugs. That's embarrassing, right? Yep, all this is happening to some sober, educated lady. And then there's this lady named Stacy who is like a cousin or a niece or something to my stepfather, and she wound up dead, overdosed. And she was not a drug person, and that is one of my largest fears that I have about this entire situation. They fucking fabricate whatever the fuck they want and circulate it to whoever's phone they want. How many of my loved ones think something of me that has absolutely no validity? And how much of my reach is being prevented from getting to my friends and family members so that I could sort the record straight? Like, ugh. I don't even know, you guys. What in the hell? And then it's like, fuck you guys too, because I'm trying to get some moral support from you. I'm trying to go in the fucking comments and see, okay, so-and-so says this, so-and-so says that. Yes, they're validating my experience and telling me that they'd be freaking out if they were me too. So thank you for that support. What's next? okay, maybe you should do this. No, I get none of that. I can't even focus my eyes. I have to allow them, hear me, if you know, you know. I have to allow them to keep my eyes in soft focus so that my feelings don't get hurt by what the fuck you people are saying in the comments, and so that I don't start crying. You know? Because we already were supposed to have worked out anti-terrorism mechanisms, HLGV law, virtual law, 6 years ago when we set parameters for all of this, and now here we are again, so that I could be someone's demonstration, just fuck my life up to pieces, so that someone can put on some sort of fucking weird cuckold performance and watch while I suffer, you know, and then be there to pick up the pieces however they see fit, if they see fit. What a night, you guys. What a fucking night. And I'm just here. Oh, and so then I pulled over on the side of the road. My apartment is not too far from here, but I have to pay to park before 10 p.m. So I'm literally an hour from the time that I can't drive anymore, because you're only allowed to have 12 hours a fucking day. And you have to pay to park if I go to my house. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pull over here and try to figure out what's going on with DoorDash, because I can do 12 hours on one app and go to another app and do more hours on that app, you know? And I can't, I need money. I need to pay my bills. Like, what are they expecting me to do? So I pull over here and I'm calling DoorDash, and it's all the same shit. Oh, Heather, what email did you sign up with? Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, that was either one heathergee@gmail.com or blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, what did you say? One heathergee@gmail.com. Oh, yes, that's correct. And you can no longer, no, I can no longer use that email or the phone number that it's registered with. In either June or July, someone took that entire email account off of the server. So I have no access. I've had no access. Mind you, I'm in court communicating daily or every other day with the state's attorney's office, the public guardian, and my attorney, as well as the DCFS, through that email account. So of course they stand, you know, to benefit by removing it from the server. And Xavier just conveniently passes out. Does he look like a man who's concerned about the safety and well-being of his child? No. But he's the first one to talk about how grotesque and just terrible this entire process is. They don't want him awake hearing what I have to say. They don't want his sponsors, dog walkers, whatever you like to refer to them as, to have truth. They want them to have this skewed narrative that serves their purpose. But his people's purpose is not the same as our purpose. Does that make sense? What a fucking nightmare, you guys. Oh, and then how'd you meet Xavier? Oh yeah, this was supposed to be episode 8 through 12. Xavier and I met because I was dropped off by an undercover officer to be taken to a safe house, where he took me, and I stayed there for approximately 6 weeks, and they were supposed to be helping me move forward with prosecution on this and many other cases. His brother's the district attorney. We had a non-sexual relationship, just friends, for the first many, many weeks that we were together, and I had literally nowhere to go, was literally living in hell after being thrown out of my home and separated from my kids with very little to no reasonable understanding of why or how to resolve it. Never gone to court other than to establish that I was the mother and to be awarded primary joint custody of all 3 of the older kids. None of the shit that has gone on makes any fucking sense. None of it. Xavier taps out and passes out unconscious randomly, especially when I'm sharing pertinent information that I believe his dog walkers would benefit from hearing, probably financially, as well as with their energy and their time, as well as their efforts. And now I feel like super gassy and I have heartburn, and it's just a fucking non-stop stressful experience. But guess what? When I first got here, it was nothing like this. It was so fucking calm. There was not a single tent anywhere outside at all whatsoever. Everything was beautiful. I would make like $279, $350 a day doing nothing, just working 4 to 6 hours driving. I would get treated so nicely. Everyone was so sweet to me and kind to me. They gave me nothing but compliments. I have no idea what happened. I was so sweet back, always, you know. And all I did with the money was send it to my kids, you know, and I don't want to say that like, oh, my kids have thousands coming in. Like I would literally send them like 10 to 20 a day, like 3 times a week. That adds up with 4 kids, you know, and then buy food for Weston to go see him at his visits. And I think I got Botox once for $150, and that's it. You know, I have not had a budget. It's just been really hard. I've just been working nonstop. But at the beginning, there was a good budget, and that budget was in place, I want to say, for about 6 months. And then randomly, and I believe this has to do with the conditioning. If you know, you know. But randomly, I just got bumped down to this disgusting amount of money for a mother with 4 children. You know, it's just so fucking sick. Like, to live in a group of people where I get paid the least and my education is higher than most or equivalent to most, and I have more children responsibility and accessibility with regards to investing the money so that it comes back with regards to a business mind, but I'm just being blatantly withheld from earning anything above what I absolutely need to be okay. You know, I don't even know what to do with that anymore. You know, it's like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to fucking do? I have to keep living. I'm not dead. I am alive. Hello, I'm not dead. What the fuck? You know? I don't know. UBI, universal basic income, husbands that don't fall asleep in the middle of a pep talk. And I didn't ask Xavier to be with him, nor did I want to have sex with him or become intimate with him at all whatsoever, not even a little. Xavier came on to me after a while together. And knowing that I said I did not want to have a relationship and that I did not want to have any sort of sex, and I was celibate with the exception of being raped since you know who and I broke up. So there's just so much wrong with this set of circumstances, you know? I mean, bad stuff and a lot of fucking collusion and a lot of just bad stuff. And I would be lying if I said that I did not at times, numerous times, you know, consider just dropping everything and running, you know, away, like physically. But it's like there is nowhere to run. Like it's gonna be the same thing no matter where I go, and I I won't have any familial support if I'm far away. Not that I really have much, you know, physical support right now. Like if I ended up in the hospital, who would go, you know? I don't know, you guys. It's just all fucked. It's all fucked up. I've woken up Xavier now 3 times and he's asleep again. I don't know. I'm just trying to get some more hours so that I can go back on the road for another hour or two. And I'm having really bad heartburn. Really bad. Oh, and also, like, I have had no desire to be online, so this is completely external from where I'm sitting.